Hey again everyone, it's Diane here again, and this is the follow-up video to my last one, which was the top 10 Silver Age books that I own, and this is now the top 10 Bronze Age. Now, something to keep in mind is that these are not necessarily the most expensive or the nicest ones I have. They're just the ones that I like. And this first one is kind of an example of that. It's not a super valuable book or anything, but it's one that I really love and has a special place for me. It's What If #1. I bought this series back in the day when it was on the newsstand. I was excited when I picked up the first issue. And the reason this has a special meaning is that I sold all of my original comics back in the late 70s when I bought a car. That's what I bought my car with. But this particular book I had loaned out to a friend and I had forgotten about it. So this is the only comic I have from my original collection back when I was a kid. I actually have a better version of this that I bought since. But this is the original one. It's still not horrible. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too rough with it. Anyway, so the cost for this one was 50 cents. Number 9. Black Lightning #1. I loved this book as a kid. It was very cool. I had the run. I was very disappointed because I believe it only lasted like 11 issues. And the series is really great. So I think that's really helping with the value of this book. We have 2 copies of it. This is a very nice high-end copy that we paid, I believe, $50 for. The other one actually is not quite as nice, but it's one my husband has owned since back in the day. So that one we paid pennies for. So number 7, Star Wars #1. This book kind of surprised me recently when we were going through our stuff. I found out that this was worth as much as it is. I had this when it originally came out, though I didn't have #1 off the newsstand. I believe instead I bought a Marvel Tales. That was a story I hadn't seen before because I had limited money I had to pick. But I did end up picking it up and, of course, selling it when I sold my books. But this was something you could find very regularly, these Star Wars books, like in the 80s and 90s at yard sales. And I used to go to yard sales for other collectibles and stuff, and I picked this up along with the other, I think I have 1 through 7, at a yard sale, I think in the early 90s. I never paid more than $1/4 a book, so I probably paid less than cover price for this one. So, number 6, Fantastic Four 112. Well, knowing that from my last video that the Hulk is like my #1 character, it's not surprising this is on there. The Hulk versus the Thing battles are always really cool. This one I paid quite a bit for. I think it was like $100, and I bought it relatively recently. Might be a little bit of an overpay, I'm not sure, but I am a sucker for a cover like this, and the fact that these black covers are, there's something on there, we go. These black covers are especially hard to get in nice condition because every little tiny tick shows up. And you can see this one is actually very nice. So, number 5. This is Marvel Spotlight #5, the first appearance of Ghost Rider. I was never a big Ghost Rider fan, but I did like Ghost Rider. I knew him from, he appeared in like 2-in-1. He appeared in, Marvel Team Up and some other books when he'd cross over. I did enjoy him. I picked this book up in the early 90s. At the same time, right around the same time I picked up my Spiderman #1. I was just looking for what I thought were really undervalued first appearances in #1s, and I believe I paid $20 for this one. So, Ms. Marvel 18. I love Ms. Marvel. She is a character that I read when she came out. Had every one of her issues. I just recently recompleted the entire run of this again. I have actually 2 number 1s of this. But this one, because it's the first appearance of Mystique, also I could remember back when I read this, because normally they would like tease a character coming and it would be 1 issue, but this one in particular was like 16, and I was waiting for 17, and 17 came out, and this character, Mystique, wasn't in there yet, so it was kind of annoying. But anyway, this is a really good book. I bought this one relatively recently, and I have to look on the back to see because I don't remember. It looks like I paid $75 for that one. Next, what are we up to? See, 10. I believe this is number 4. And this is The Amazing Spider-Man 122. This would be Amazing Spider-Man 121 if I had one. I still haven't been able to find one that I like, that's in the condition I want for the price that I want. 121 was the death of Gwen Stacy. 122, the death of the Green Goblin. Really good story. Classic Spider-Man. So now down to the top 3. With ta-da! Giant Size X-Men number 1. I actually never owned this book until recently. I was not a huge X-Men fan at all when I was a kid. When I first started collecting, the X-Men were in the middle of their reprint run, so like nobody collected them, and so I kind of missed the boat on it. But of course, I've since caught up. This book is the first appearance, obviously, of the new X-Men. A lot of first appearances here. I think Storm, Colossus. I think it's the second appearance of Wolverine also. Very cool book. I paid dearly for this one. I believe it was $516.32. That's with shipping. That's actually not bad at all for the condition. So here we are now at my number 2. Another Amazing Spider-Man. And of course it is Amazing Spider-Man 129. The first appearance of the Punisher. You can't really see here. I'm not going to try to tilt it up. This is a CGC rated book, and I got this kind of display thing thinking it'd be really easy to do the books, but it's kind of it's just a little bit small for the CGC rated books. I should have gotten the next bigger size. Anyway, this Spider-Man 129, first appearance of the Punisher, is an CGC 8.5. I bought this last summer for $850. It was the book, I think, that really pushed me back full into comic collecting. I'd been kind of dabbling for maybe the last couple of years, but I hadn't really committed and bought any kind of big key book. That was until I came across this. I thought it was a great deal for a great book and one that I really love. So now, this last one, I could do this. Pardon my arm, because getting this one out is going to be a little tough. And there we go. There is my number 1 Bronze Age book. And boy, what a shocker. It's a Hulk book. The Incredible Hulk 181. Of course, again, I had this as a kid, which I paid $0.25 for it. But I just recently reacquired it. It's for anyone that doesn't know, which I can't imagine. It is the first full appearance of Wolverine. He does appear for 1 panel in 180, but this is his first full appearance. You can see the condition on this book is fairly nice. It does have like a little color break right there, and a little, you can see a little strain. Anyway, I paid $1,100 for this book, which I really think is a steal for the condition that it's in. So those are my top 10 Bronze Age books. I've got a couple of ideas for some other top 10s or maybe top 5s, depending on the response to this one. Please, share this if you think anyone would be interested, and thanks for watching it.